What most Americans, most Westerners, especially on the left leaning, quote unquote, liberal side of the spectrum, don't seem to notice is when a person who's been playing a role, either on the right or the left, starts to leave the farm, starts to change, starts to develop nuanced opinions, and stops supporting Israel so directly, so much as a good conservative supposed to in America, right? Once they become nuanced, it should be noticed. Like the left should embrace it, right? The Tucker Carlson of 2022 is a really different Tucker Carlson than the Tucker Carlson of 2012. But the right didn't notice. And in fact, they doubled down and actually called him names, isolated him more, calling him a bigot. The more nuanced he became, it seemed to challenge their narrative. And so then they go back and find the old clips of him. Let's keep him in that box. Let's keep him as a racist, right? Because we can't really deal with him as a nuanced person who might have an opinion. Can't deal with that. Same with Charlie Kirk. That's exactly the same thing that happened with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, as long as he was making horrible anti-trans statements and totally supportive of Israel and just let's genocide the Palestinians, kill all the Arab Hamas, just kill every bloody Arab on the planet. As long as he was like that, no problem. You don't hear about him much from the left. They don't, they hate him. He's just the target of their hate. He's like, another Elon Musk, kind of another puppet figure for them to hate on. The contact with reality of what Charlie Kirk is, what he represents, doesn't really matter. He's playing a role. And once he shifts out of that role, they don't accept him. The left wingers they can't see the change that's happened. He got a nuanced position on Israel and became a very kind of articulate critic. His criticisms, the way he went about criticizing Israel, was actually pretty clever and could win some people over. And that's what was so challenging to the Israeli CIA, MSNBC, DNC defense establishment. And so that's why he was taken out. He changed and he was killed. And now Bibi Netanyahu is exploiting his death to try to get people, you gotta be a good friend of Israel. And they're saying he is exploiting it in such a way. He's not threatening people saying, look, if you turn from Israel, you're going to get killed by Israel. He's not saying that. What he's saying is that, if you love Charlie Kirk and you're mourning for Charlie Kirk, then be a good supporter of Israel like he was. And of course, there's lots of great clips and quotes to quote of him totally blindly supporting Israel, which is a genocidal monster on a project of expansion. There's nothing more Hitler-esque right now on the planet than the Likud party. It totally is expanding. And another thing that no one seems to be looking at is the role of Palantir. How many times was their targeting software used? When did it start being used? When was the lavender targeting software of Palantir starting to be used? This thing where they tell the peacemakers to go where we're going to go and negotiate, then they get them to go there and then they kill them, like they did in Iran and like they did in Qatar recently. That all has Palantir mark on it, kind of a Palantir style, right? So this evil targeting software associated with our Vice President, J.D. Vance, and people still aren't really looking at it, still aren't really talking about it. Not on the left, nowhere. So that's why you don't have any credibility on the left, right? If all you are is, hey, my kid gets to have purple hair at 3 years old and change his genitals before he reaches puberty. If that's all you have, and we hate Trump, we hate this celebrity, we hate that celebrity. You didn't go along with the Pfizer Fauci narrative enough and just take 25 fucking booster shots for a virus that's no longer going around. See, if that's all you have on the left, it's weak. You need to go high ground. You need to go positive at some point, and nobody is. Nobody's saying, hey, we're finally going to do it. This community here, you're going to see when we're done in this community, there's going to be a bike path that goes to San Francisco from Oakland. There's going to be a safe route of bike routes that never puts you in traffic when you're riding a bike as a 10-year-old. In Oakland, you can ride your bike as a 10-year-old and be safe. Until that happens, it's all moot. Everything you say is shit. Until there's an organic garden where people can go and plant 2 corn plants as an adult here in Oakland, everything's shit. We have nothing real, right? Nothing real. It's all culture war bullshit. And that's what, we need to focus on these people, shut them down. We need to get Bibi Netanyahu out of our mind. He's a war criminal. He needs to be in prison as a war criminal, okay? That's what needs to happen to Bibi Netanyahu. If you're on the left or the right, you need to stop looking at him. It's evil. Charlie Kirk was murdered. And then they turned right away into this culture war stuff. It was a trick.